Welcome to the DCA podcast, where time doesn't work.
Griff, Giga Chad, I am so happy to have you on here. It has been a long time coming. Giga is one of the biggest projects, it is the most recognizable meme on planet Earth, I believe. I know that you could correct me on that, but I'm so happy to have you here, Griff, and to talk to you. Let's get into it, man.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's do it. I want to hear a little bit about you. I want to hear a little bit about your history, meaning how did you find your way into crypto? Roughly how old were you? I mean, you don't have to give exact dates, but how did you find your way into crypto? Was it through Wall Street? Was it through being interested in stocks? And then fast forward from that, how did you find your way into GigaChad and at the helm or into the core group of GigaChad?
Yeah, of course. So I've been in crypto for a while. I've been in since about 2015 or so. Maybe we won't go too much into the story, but yeah, found Bitcoin 2015, and I grasped it really early, very early. Like most people, it's like, oh, I bought Bitcoin to buy a fake ID so I can buy some alcohol or buy some drugs or whatever. But like I weirdly enough like understood inflation at a very young age and was like, wait, this is like the opposite of inflation. Obviously, this is going to go to infinity. So yeah, I've kind of just been in crypto, almost forever. And then getting into Giga, story of how it happened was, what was it, back in like New Year's, Christmas time, 2023, 2024. I was at my parents' place. I'm just on deck screen, just trading shit coins, just being a little degenerate. And I had left my ledger at home. So I only had like 5 SOL on me, like a dumbass. And I'm screening Dex Screener, and I just see Dex trending like Giga Chad, and I'm like, oh shit, Giga Chad meme coin. Threw my 5 SOL in there, go in the Telegram, and this coin was running like no coin I've ever seen. Because again, this is early or late 2023, early 2024, and meme coins were still kind of new back then. It wasn't like as mature as it is now. So I'm seeing this coin, it was like running, boom, 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 buy after buy, buy bot, buy bot, buy bot. And I'm like, holy shit, what the hell is going on? This is insane. I've never seen a coin with this much volume and like mooning like this. And then it gets nuked, right? It gets nuked. The deck, blah, blah, blah.
When you're watching this project run, what kind of market cap is it at this time?
Maybe like half a mil, something
Wow.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow, what about this? Like, obviously it rugged. This sucks. I don't have my ledger, and I'm at my parents' house halfway across the country. I'm thinking, fuck, like, I need to somehow get my money back so I can keep gambling for the weekend, man. I'm bored. So I go in the Telegram again, and I'm like, yo, guys, like, what the fuck, what happened? And then I just realized, like, hey, look, why did I buy this coin? Why was it running so hard? And the reason was it was GigaChad. I saw the GigaChad me immediately aped it. Didn't think about it. There was no narrative. It was just boom, GigaChad, boom, buy. And I was like, oh, this must have happened to every single person while this thing was sending. So I realized, oh wow, we actually might have something here. This makes a lot of sense. I've never like just bought a coin to buy a coin like this before, and I've never seen other people do the exact same. So I went into the Telegrams like, hey guys, look, like DevRug, he's lame, that sucks, but let's run this back because we have something special here. And then that's when it hit me. It was like, yeah, I bought it because it was GigaChad, but hey, people bought Dogecoin because they recognized the meme, right? The same reason I bought GigaChad was the same reason people buy Doge, because a lot of people, what they don't realize is, hey, look, on crypto Twitter, there's a million coins, right? There's a million things, million scams, million rugs. But what there are very few of are recognizable memes that everybody knows, right? And exactly. The first step to get anybody to buy anything is they have to know about it, right? You would never go to Amazon and just type in a question mark and buy the first thing that pops up. No, you have to know the brand. You have to know the thing. You have to know, and that's what the power of these meme coins really are, is because they go viral organically, because everybody's seen them so many times and they're used all the time. Your friends send them to you. It just, it's a very quick jump in the head of a person to go, oh, I've seen this before, I'm going to buy it, right? It's the same reason people bought Dogecoin instead of Come Rocket or any of these other shitcoins, right? Exact same reason, because in the mind of like the average person, when they think meme coin, they think meme, right? They think memes.
Absolutely.
So that's what I realized, and was like, oh man, we have something special here. Because again, in a world where there's oversaturation and just way too many coins, what are there very few of? There's very few of real memes, right? I can count maybe 5 on my hand. It's Doge, it's Pepe, it's Giga Chad, it's Troll, it's Wojak. What other real memes that everybody has seen and know? Like there are none, right? People can be like, oh well, dog with that. It's like, dude, it doesn't matter. Like the retail investor has no clue why that's a good meme. They don't understand it. But you go on, political Twitter or any other side of Twitter outside of crypto, you see the Giga Chad meme every like 5th post, right? It's everywhere. You see the Wojak meme, you see the troll, well, maybe not the troll meme, but you see the Pepe meme all the time. You used to see the Doge meme, all of these things. So that was the first step when I realized like, hey, look, everything in the world is supply and demand, right? Whether we want to admit it or not, things are valuable because there's high demand and there's low supply, right? If there's no demand and low supply, it's going to zero. If there's high demand, high supply, it's still going to zero. It doesn't make a difference. But what there are very few of are these real memes. And that's, kind of my journey with this. And once I realized like, hey, look, we have a once in a lifetime opportunity here because they're not making real memes again. That's what crypto Twitter always gets wrong, is they think we on crypto Twitter make the meme and then push it onto retail when it's the opposite.
Yes.
Retail, real world, they tell us what the memes are that go viral, and then we tokenize them after that. So that was my really big revelation. And once I realized, hey, look, the reason why people buy these things are because they're recognizable memes. Who are we targeting? Right? Who are we targeting? And that's the normies. And that's where we came in and said, hey, look, the reason Dogecoin went to, $100 billion in 2021, people think, oh, it was because of Elon Musk. Oh, it was because, it was a cute dog. No, the reason why it went to 100 billion was because every single person, every single retail investor, they recognized the meme and wanted in on that. It's the exact same thing that's going to happen with Giga. So going back to, where I saw this opportunity with Gigas, not only do we have the biggest meme on the planet, it's the most relevant meme too, right? Nobody uses the Doge meme. Pepe, you see sometimes. Wojak, yeah, you see that. You don't really see Troll, but you see the Giga Chad meme very frequently. And you see that very frequently used by normies. They're already like subconsciously, I guess, programmed to want to buy this meme. So, going back to, the Doge example, it went to 100 billion because of the normies. It didn't go to 100 billion because everybody on crypto Twitter is buying it. I would guess 99% of crypto Twitter has never bought Dogecoin in their entire fucking life, right? But who's bought Dogecoin? The Uber drivers, the bartenders, the baristas. My dad bought Dogecoin. The retail guys. They're the ones that buy Dogecoin. And the reason Dogecoin goes so crazy is because, one, there's a shit ton of liquidity, way more liquidity in the real world than there is on crypto Twitter. And two, retail investors, normies, they don't sell, right? They don't sell. Mm-hmm. They treat it as lottery tickets, right? My dad, he bought 10 grand of Dogecoin back in 2021. He still has 10 grand of Dogecoin today.
Wow.
He never sold, right? Why?
Good example.
Exactly. Because all of these guys, they buy these tokens and they think, hey, it's either going to go to zero or it's going to go to 1 million. There's no in between for them. So you need those types of holders that not only hold, but spread it to their friends because everybody should know on this. You need those types of guys to reach that $100 billion plus market cap because, again, these things, these meme coins, they're just a game of supply and demand, right? You need the supply to get constricted, but you need demand to still keep coming in. So with that in mind, that's how we kind of formed Giga Chad. Maybe not formed is the right word, but like the way we start pushing Giga Chad. We didn't focus on crypto Twitter. Everybody was trying to get, the random KOLs to ape, to shill it, all these things, get these KOLs, get the people on crypto Twitter, all the traders in. We said, no, this doesn't make sense. I don't need, some random guy on crypto Twitter to buy $1,000 if he's just going to sell for $2,000. All he's done is really just, take $1,000 out of the ecosystem. But if we focus our time, effort, and energy on getting the retail, getting the normie type of guy in, that's how we're going to get an absolutely nuclear thing that's never been done before, right? We've never seen a coin before where the normies and the retail guys have gotten in early because these guys go crazy out of 2x. What do you think is going to happen 10x. What do you think is going to happen when they get 20? They're going to spread this shit far and wide. And it doesn't matter what I do if 80,000 people are spreading it without me, right?
Oh,
It
yeah.
doesn't matter what anybody on crypto Twitter does if all these normies are pushing it on their own. That's what we saw in 2024 was, hey, look, yeah, probably we got maybe like 2,000, 3,000 normies in at the beginning, but then they spread it to 80,000. Because like like if you look at our holder match, we have 80,000 holders, but there's maybe 10, 20, 50 guys on crypto Twitter that talk about Giga, push Giga. Right? Does that make any sense? No. It's just the normies. It's just the retail guys that are pushing this. And nobody on crypto Twitter seems to believe us, but the metrics speak for themselves. You can look on chain. 18% of the supply is held by Coinbase. Who the fuck is using Coinbase on crypto? It's just normies, right? And then we didn't get Coinbase until what, October 2024? This was after another like 9 months of getting normies in. What do you think? What do you think was accumulating those previous 9 months before we got Coinbase? So this thing is growing and growing. I get text messages every day like, hey, I got this girl at a party last night to buy on Coinbase, and just random shit like that all the time. And yeah, like we're kind of creating this foundation that's never been seen before in crypto Twitter, and nobody really understands what's going on because, again, we don't focus on crypto. We don't have KOLs. We don't have the people like telling this narrative. It's just me. I'm probably the biggest account on that pushes Giga. Dude, I get like 500 views a tweet, 1,000 views. Nobody knows what the hell's going on. Like most of the ecosystem here, they just think, oh, it was a cabal play. It was a scam. I can tell you, with 100% certain this was not a cabal play. It's never been a cabal play. It feels like that because nobody knows why it's going up. How does something go up for 13 months and nobody's talking? How does that happen? It's because the people that are making it go up aren't on crypto Twitter, because those are the people you want in your coin, because that's how you get to Doge levels. That's how you get to Shiba Inu levels. You get the retail investor. So we really are focusing on becoming, the biggest retail coin of all time. And we've, obviously gotten killed in 2025, 2026. However, we have the foundation for when the market bounces back. We have the foundation for things to get absolutely silly, because no coin in history has ever had 80,000 normies before. And we're not going to see what happens until the market returns. But once that market returns, we even, what are we, like 20 mil right now, something like that. Even if we pumped to 50 mil, nothing, right? Dude, all these kids are going to be, hey, wait, what's going on, man? What's going on? Tell their friends, tell their friends. Suddenly, it's a snowball effect, and then you can't stop that train because it's those people aren't on crypto Twitter rotating their bags. They're just, oh, how can I help push this? So yeah, that's kind of a little bit of background about how this thing started, how I got into it. Yeah, it's just a once in a lifetime opportunity, and when you get these types of opportunities, you can't really, you got to go all in. Right? These types of opportunities don't come around. You're not going to find another Giga Chad. There's not going to be another Doge. There's not going to be another Pepe. Like these types of opportunities come around, once in a lifetime. And once you see it, you got to go all in. So that's where I'm at today.
Man, that was really powerful. You said a couple of things there that I think were pretty darn on point. I love what you said about it being opposite of what you think, meaning a lot of crypto Twitter, and what you said, a lot of crypto Twitter thinks you make the meme and create the market. But in reality, it's the opposite of that. You go find the true meme, and then you create a tokenized movement around it. Do you think that has to do with like a layer of trust? For instance, Giga Chad, or the Giga Chad meme. When you found it, it seems to me, based on what you just said, that this popped up on Dex Screener or Dex Tools. You saw it. You immediately recognized the meme, and you aped. It later got rugged. But what I'm getting at is, do you think that there was a layer of trust that was already established with you that got you to ape that because of the fact it was a real meme that was out in the real world? Or what is that about?
Yeah, I would say so. It's just brand recognizability. I think that's the word. Yeah, it's like you go buy a pair of running shoes. If you buy Nike, you know what you're going to get, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nike's a great example. Like when you think of running shoes, right, or workout clothes, you think of the big brands. That's the same thing with these memes. You think of the big memes. So that's, I mean, to your point, is it about trust? I don't know if it's about like trust. Like, what do you mean trust? Like trust in like crypto, trust in like the community.
Well,
like,
I guess brand recognition, what you just stated, is probably what I was getting at. I just didn't have the best choice of words, but the fact that it's like, oh, I know this. Just like you kind of just mentioned with Nike, people want to create a meme and they want to manufacture that feeling that you get from a good meme, like a Giga Chad or like a Pepe meme, right? But in reality, that's not how it works. I feel like I hear you saying, and I agree with you. You've got to find the reality of what's out in the real world and then bring it into the crypto Twitter space, which is why Giga Chad has been able to capitalize so much.
Exactly. And here's also one of the secrets. Everybody on crypto Twitter inherently knows this. It is obvious. We have Doge, we have Pepe, we have Gig. They even try to do, Troll and Wojak, similar theses, right? Everybody inherently knows it, but they don't want it to be true, because if it's true, then the casino stops, right? Because there aren't that many memes out there. There aren't real. That's why they're, right now they're going on that punch thing. They go on viral trends.
Yeah.
Try to capture something similar.
Just like Mudang or Peanut. I mean, it's the same shit.
Mudang, Peanut. You remember Anita Max wins. Yeah. Stanley Cups are going viral. Like, all of these things. Like, so, and everybody inherently knows virality is important, but they don't want to accept that a lot of things go viral, but very few things stay viral, right? I like to call these things like real memes because they stand the test of time. Like Doge, that's been around for 15 years, 10 years, whatever. Gig Chad been around for 10 years. Pepe been around. All of these things, and we're very new into the internet age where people they maybe haven't really conceptualized this, but like it is very similar in my opinion to like, we know who like Alexander the Great is, right? This dude's been dead for thousands of years, right? We still know who he is. Could you tell me who the 32nd president was?
Absolutely not.
Exactly. Because what happens is when society collectively, accepts something as, maybe like folklore, mythological, like then the legend just keeps growing and growing. It's the same thing with memes and the internet. We're just so early in the internet age that we haven't necessarily realized this yet. Like, I'm very confident that the Giga Chad meme is going to be used in 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now. But I can't say the same for Mudang. I can't say the same for Peanut because we've already had 7 to 10, 8, 10, 15 years, whatever. We have that. We have like if it's lasted this long, it's likely to continue lasting, right? So there's going to be infinite viral things that pop up on everybody's feed for till the end of time. But how many of those things are going to make it past, viral status into like real meme status? And the only thing you can't fake is time. There's no way you can fake time, right? I cannot fake that Giga Chad is 10 years old. I cannot fake that Doge is 10 years old. I cannot fake that Pepe is 10 years old. What can you fake? You can make things go viral every single day. If I want to take a screenshot of some random cat and pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for TikTok to post it all over TikTok, it's going to go viral for a day. But is it going to go viral in a month? Probably not. Is it going to go viral? Probably not. So again, I'm not saying real memes can't exist anymore. There aren't going to be more of them. There probably will be. However, we're not going to know for another 5 or 10 years which memes are viral, which memes have stayed viral. So yeah, it's it's pretty cool stuff, and it makes a lot of sense to me. But again, it is a dark reality if you're a crypto Twitter trader, because it means like, wow, there aren't like, it means every coin's going to die, right? Because
that's exactly what it means. And I agree with you, Griff, but there's a lot of people that they're so locked into the system and they're getting paid from the system the way it's set up right now in the casino that crushes their soul to hear something like that.
Exactly. That's why KOLs are always pushing different coins. It's not necessarily because they don't have conviction in one coin. It's because they don't get engagement unless they're pushing multiple coins. They don't get engagement if they're constantly like, again, look at me. I'm a relatively big account on crypto Twitter. I get like no fucking views or engagement whatsoever because I post one thing over and over again. People get sick of it. It's not new. There's no dopamine from it. And in an attention economy, in this KOL world where you make money because you're a big account, people pay you to post things. If you don't have engagement, nobody's going to pay you. If you post only one coin, if or somebody like Murad or who else? Like I guess it's really just like me and Murad really that just push one coin that are like relatively big. But yeah, like the incentive structure is not aligned for people to push one thing. And if people realize like, hey, look, the most valuable things are these real memes, they would have to push one thing and one thing only. So, like, I don't know, the incentive structure is not aligned, and even the pump fund people, like everybody in Salon, like the whole idea is we don't want holders and believers; they want traders because they make money off volume,
Yep.
right? They want as much
Exactly.
trade. But this is kind of the part where I think people are a little bit selfish is if you have a lot of big things running, more people are going to naturally come into the system. The pie gets bigger instead of cutting off a bigger piece of the pie just gets bigger for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I mean it's
So you think the natural the way that it should be, the healthy way, is to increase that size of the pie, and it's gonna crush some people along the way, but that's just a natural evolution, and then eventually, hopefully, they find their way into a project like Giga.
yeah, yes and no. It's kind of like let's say crypto side. Let's say you go to like a money manager or somebody like a financial planner or something like that. If this motherfucker just says buy the S&P 500, you're like, why would you pay him? Right? No, he's got to have this complex. Like I got to, it's the exact same thing. Nope. These are, yeah, it clearly makes the most sense to buy these, quote unquote blue chips. You're going to make the most money, but nobody wants that. There's no engagement for, somebody who pushes that type of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, eventually everybody does come back because like, it's like, once things come back so many times, they just become consensus. It's like everybody admits like Bitcoin is king, right? Everybody buys majors, all these things. It's going to be the same thing with these blue chip meme coins because this is my view on like crypto and everything is a secret nobody really talks about is they say, oh, 99% of coins, they die and never come back. But yeah, that 1% that comes back, it goes to infinity, right? That thing goes to infinity. You got to figure out which ones of those things are going to infinity, which ones of those things will never die. Because, like again, Murad was very instrumental to this in 2024 when he, convinced people, hey, it's about community. It's about community. And the reason it's about community is because the coin can never die if the community never dies, right? Giga could go down to 1 million market. It wouldn't matter because we would still be here buying it up, and it would just come back, right? It's the same thing with every single coin out. But that's the painful part is in order to, get the distribution I always talk about, you have to have these long, painful, drawn out phase. Every coin goes through it. And that's why coins dies because nobody wants to wait a year to lose 99%. Everybody hates that. That's what kills the coin because it kills the community. It was the same thing with NFTs. NFTs had great communities. However, once the market turned bearish, people said, oh, fuck this. Right. And it turned out, hey, I'm not actually part of the community. I actually don't believe in this. It was just really easy to hold when everything was going up. Right. How many people would say, I bought this NFT. I'm never going to sell it. Like it's my forever profile picture. I'm always going to, when was the last time you saw somebody rocking a doodle or an Azuki or any of these NFT? Never, because those community dies. But if the community survives, the coin kind of just goes to infinity. Like a great example is SPX, right? SPX, I think, went from like 30 mil down to like 1 mil. Took like 2 years or a year, something like that. Super long time. But the community never died. So it came back because people say, oh, is Murad, all this stuff. That's the thing. It doesn't matter. Because if you never die, you have infinite attempts to get a quote unquote catalyst. And eventually something will hit. If it wasn't Murad, it would have been somebody else. If it wasn't somebody else, it would have been somebody else. It's the same thing with Giga. We've quote unquote, like died like 8 or 9 times now. Like we've gone through shit, like 7 or 8, like minus 90% dips in the last like 2 years. Obviously, the current one is the most brutal, but it makes sense for it to be the most brutal because we did just go 13 straight green months. Obviously, we're going to be followed by, the worst downturn after that. But again, if you don't die, everything always does come back because you have infinite attempts at a catalyst, infinite attempts at onboarding more people, right? Like all it takes in crypto is, one motherfucker to come in and ape, right? Like let's say I meet a guy at a bar tomorrow, he's a billionaire and I bet him, hey bro, sink in, $5 million into Giga. Like if I beat you at this beer chugging competition, I beat him. He 6 and 5. Giga just goes up to like 200 mil right there. Boom, we're back. But that never happens if the community dies, right?
It never has a chance to happen.
It has a chance. So, yeah, like distribution, it sucks. I hate it. Nobody likes it. Nobody wants to see their coins go down. But it is a necessary evil because once you achieve distribution, there are no more whales to hurt you, right? It's way better to have 80,000 people with $100 in than it is to have 79,998 people and 2 guys with 10%. right?
Is that because there's no point of failure? There's nothing that can really harm you?
Exactly. Yeah. Nobody can hurt the chart. No single person can hurt the chart. Like 2024 or 2025 was really gnarly because Giga just had too many whales. That's my view. We just had too many because it was easy to be a whale, right? It was easy to be a whale when it's up only, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had 13 straight green months. You know how many random like 15, 16, 17-year-old kids just had like 0.5%, which is what, $5 million at the peak?
Crazy.
Dude, when a kid sells $5 million, who's again, it could be some random kid who got lucky. He might have just forgot about it. But you got to replace that $5 million now in order to keep going. But now, next time when Giga runs, there aren't going to be those kids anymore because they all sold, they all got shaken out, and that's the difficult part. Is these shakeouts, they're not easy, right? People get scared. People like we had a guy who had what 1.5%. His thing was what full port Giga dot Sol. He was our top holder for a year and a half. He held a year and a half. That got up to $50 million. And when did he capitulate? He capitulated like 2 months ago on 1010 or something like that. Right at So like that's kind of my point is like eventually every whale is gonna sell. And this is like the annoying part about crypto Twitter is, oh my god, the whales. It's like, bro, everybody's gonna sell. Like the whole point of this is to make money. We're all trying to make money. I don't blame whales for selling. It's an inevitable thing. Like the reason Giga went up 13 straight green months is because whales held. But you can't stop people from selling. It's inevitably going to happen. The only thing you can get close to is distribution, where when people sell, it doesn't hurt anything. It doesn't reverse the momentum, right? Like this is not TradFi. And this is another funny thing. A lot of, maybe not a lot of people, but like in TradFi, if you hold over a certain amount of like a stock or something, like you're not like legally allowed to sell it. That's why stocks just go up forever. It's like
you would harm the project.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, let's say I owned, 2% of Microsoft stock, right? I couldn't sell it. I would have to sell it like on, the dark pools, or, I'd have to like do these like backroom deals to move it or something like that. You're not allowed to sell these things on the open market versus in crypto, you can, right? Anybody can, sell 2% in one clip if they want to. But, yeah, again, like it's inevitable. It's going to happen, but it's like, it's fine. It's just part of the game. It's just part of the game. Like, the only way you can get around it is by achieving pure distribution, or at least close to pure distribution, because then nobody can slow momentum, nobody can hurt the chart, and like it's just the best thing. If nobody can hurt the chart, it has to go up forever, right? And then like nobody can hurt the chart. It goes up forever, but in order to achieve distribution, you have to go through really tough times, really long pain periods, because it takes a lot of time to for a guy with 2% or 0.5% or anything. It's hard to replace that. It takes time. You got to get that. You got to replace that 0.5% that some random kid in, I don't know, like Oklahoma, he bought it because he thought it was funny. Now he just made millions of dollars. Now I got to go find, thousands of people to replace that $1 million. But when things run again, that kid in Oklahoma, he no longer exists. So I look at this as it's painful. It sucks, but long term, it is very good. It is very healthy. And as long as the coin doesn't die and the community doesn't die, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So that's kind of my perspective on that.
I'm curious. So you take a guy like you, who I think that would be considered by many people to be the leader, or at least amongst the really core members of a project like GigaChat. You go through a really long, drawn out period of pain, like we're currently going through right now, where Bitcoin's getting hammered, the market's getting hammered. There's a lot of global things going on that we haven't experienced in a very long time, if ever. So it's kind of on shaky ground. What is it like for you to keep pushing, so to speak, to keep going through the mud and going through the pain? Because I know mentally that is very challenging. What are those conversations like with your other core members?
Well,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, first I'd like to say, I'm just a bullish volunteer, man. There's no like team. We didn't launch these tokens. Nothing along those lines. But yeah, I guess like why I stay bullish. Like one, it's pretty easy for me because I fully believe in the thesis. I fully understand what's happening. Like again, if you're some guy who doesn't know what's going on, you just see price going down. Yeah, it's super easy to freak out. But if you truly conceptualize the thesis, like The meme is never going to die. We're getting distribution. Clearly, the community is never going to die. Then it's pretty easy to be like, hey, look, yeah, this sucks, but it's going to come back. It's very similar to like Bitcoin, right? Like people who've held Bitcoin have, seen multiple 80% drops. They've gotten absolutely killed. But why do they keep holding? It's because they actually believe in the thesis. Why do they keep doubling up? They actually believe in the thesis. So to me, it's not hard. It sucks and it is annoying, but it's not like I'm losing my mind because I know where this is going to be. I know what's going to happen. Like we have something special here. Sure, the price is not great, but did that change any of the things that I talked about? No, nothing whatsoever. If anything, it made those things stronger, right? It made
Absolutely.
it stronger because now we have distribution. Yeah, so like I was saying, yeah, everything's just gotten stronger. Yeah, price sucks. Nobody likes that. However, the whole goal of this was never to get to 1 billion. The goal was always go to infinity, to go to 89 billion, 1,000 billion, all of these price targets. And if that price target hasn't been hit yet, if the goals we've set haven't been hit, then the job's not finished, so to speak. But yeah, like if the price is the only thing that people are worried about, then yeah, like you didn't really understand the thesis in the first place, right? Like, did anything change? Is the meme no longer used? No, right? Did distribution get worse? No. Did the community die? No, it just got stronger because now all the people here, they're no longer fair weather. And this is another thing why I'm not worried at all. It's because one, yeah, sure, if it was only Giga that was getting killed, yeah, we'd be a little bit worried. But everything's getting killed. We all know. But here's the difference that a lot of people why this is different. So in like 2018 when the market crashed, in 2021, 2022 when the market crashed, back then people like, oh shit, it's over for crypto. Oh my God, crypto's never. Now everybody's like, I'm going to sell to buy back. I want to buy back. So that's the difference is every single person that's coming back, they're coming back to Giga, they're coming back to crypto. They're just waiting for it to go lower. That is a completely different phenomenon than previous cycles, right? Like even last night in the Telegram, there was some guy who's like, yeah, I sold at 800 mil and I just bought back. And it's like, yeah, bro, like one, fuck you. But two, that's gonna happen to so many people because what happened again? Giga went up so fast, it was such an easy hold, man. You go up 13. That's a very easy hold, right? Like sure, there was a lot of minus 80% in between, which I guess tested some people, but for the most part, 13 straight months of just green is pretty easy to hold. It's pretty easy to have conviction. So what happened was a lot of people got rich. They got really lucky. They sold. They killed the chart. They hurt momentum. All these things. Sure, whatever. Can't blame them. But what happened was because Giga was such an easy hold, because they made so much money, they thought, hey, look, I'm smart. I know how to trade. I know how to invest. I'm good at what I do. They went out, started trading, do all this shit, got absolutely destroyed, smoked. And then what's going to happen? They're going to return to the thing that made them money because Gig is strong because we, the people, are strong together, right? Like none of us are. I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, look, I'm Griff. I'm the best trader of all. I'm dog shit. I don't trade whatsoever because I know I'm dog shit. But a lot of people have to, touch the hot stove to learn not to touch the hot stove.
Yeah.
And once the market returns, once they realize, oh, look, Giga's not dead, it's an opportunity again. These guys are doing the exact same thing they've always been doing. They're going to return right back, right? It's inevitable. People aren't going to rebid the dead coins. Like, nobody's going to bid Bowden because the community's dead, right? Nobody's going to bid Michi because the community's dead. Nobody's going to bid these things because they're dead. They're going to bid the things that made them money that are still alive. Those things are things like Giga. So I'm not worried because I know it's coming back. I know it's coming back because the meme's never going to die. The community's never going to die. The distribution's great. All these things are great. And I know all the people that left are coming back because again, what else are they going to do? You think people are just going to stop buying crypto? Like, no, everybody's just waiting for things to, cool down and buy back lower because, it is what it is. It is what it is, but everybody's coming back. So I have zero doubt in my mind. My main goal is, to stick around, hopefully get the people that actually believe to, increase their bags and actually make more money. And then on top of that, help keep the community alive.
Wow, that's beautiful, man. Giga is, when I look at Giga as an outsider, I am very impressed by some of the business moves that I see you guys making. Now, keep in mind, I am an outsider, so my perspective could be different. But the decisions, and what I mean by that is Giga Fitness, even down to the photos, very professional. Clearly, you guys have hired fitness models to take some of those pictures. Then you go on to your Walmart deal, where you guys have products in Walmart. And as an outsider, it is very impressive. You guys are doing moves that really haven't been done in the quote unquote meme coin space before. I'm curious, how are you making those decisions as a community? Is it certain individuals that are running with it in their own individual directions, or are these community based decisions? And walk me through that process.
Yeah, so Giga Fitness is, a decentralized company, right? Meaning anybody can, participate in it if they're willing to contribute, right? It's I guess what's the best way to put this? Like, it's centralized in the sense that like there are people that make decisions, but anybody in the community could come in and contribute and make decisions, right?
Meaning,
Like
if they want to jump in and offer their time or offer their knowledge, you guys are open to that.
exactly. Like here's a good example is the hats. One of my favorite products are the Giga hats. They have the QR code, so normies can scan the QR code, buy Giga. How was that product created? It was just a random community member who went out, made the products. We were like, hey, this is a good product. Let's sell it. There you go. Next thing you know, we have a hat. So that's kind of the idea there. In terms of Walmart stuff, similar thing. Some guy, hey, I've got a connection for this. We should try this out. We tried it out. So that's kind of one of the reasons why Giga Fitness is so cool. And again, I don't want to like the reason Giga Fitness exists is to help promote and strengthen the Giga community, right? Like it brings us together, strengthens us, gives us stuff to rally behind, gives us stuff that help onboard people, help become like a true community. But like again, it's anybody can participate, and it really just comes down to who wants to participate. And again, like nobody, if you make, super shitty products, yeah, like somebody's be like, yeah, maybe let's not sell those. But, for the most part, if you make a good product, you can sell it and you can be part of this thing. Because one of the reasons why the C2C business model, this new business model called community to community, it's community members building things for the community. The reason why it works is because now you have a decentralized workforce, right? Now you have a lot of people across the country with different areas of expertise, different abilities, different connections, different networks, all working towards the same common goal, right? Which is what makes this so powerful and so unique is that it's not, one person running the show. I mean, obviously there's like some hierarchy, but like for the most part, like anybody can make anything, anybody can participate. It really just comes down to, do you want to put in the time? Do you want to put in the effort? Do you want the money? Most people, yeah, everybody's got ideas, sure, but not everybody wants to actually work and participate in it. So, there has to be a little bit of structure. But at the end of the day, the whole point of it is to help strengthen the community. And like again, decisions are made because, the community makes the product and then, the community decides, hey, this is a good product. Let's start selling this. So yeah, like it is a really revolutionary idea because it could only be born out of something like a meme coin community where people are all on the same page, people all have the same goal, people all have the same incentive. Versus a lot of these coins, what they try to do is you make the company first and then launch a coin, but no can form around that. You have to form the community first, because once the community is all in, then they feel like, hey, I'm all part of this. We're part of this. We make decisions, we help out, we contribute, we help sell, and then suddenly you have something special. Like let's use the Giga hat again. Great example, right? Now the kid who made this product, he's going to go and tell all of his friends to, hey, buy this product. I made this, blah, blah, blah. And then these guys like, oh, wow, you made this. I can go make something now. Like I think some kid yesterday was like, yeah, I want to help make some shirts. I'm going to go try to make some shirts. And next thing you know, you have a ton of products, tons of different connections. Like Walmart thing's a great example. Like, I mean, I don't know anybody at Walmart, but, somebody does, right? Somebody does. And it's the same thing with everything else. Like I don't know how to make an energy drink, right? But somebody does. I don't know how to make protein powder. Somebody does. And that's the real superpower is when you have a decentralized community, there's always going to be somebody who knows somebody or knows how to do it himself.
What an absolutely beautiful thing. And that is something that I want people to understand out of this is what you said about the community to, you said community to community, correct? C to C?
C to C.
Yes. Most of the time in a traditional business, people form a business, then they try to get their employees or community members to rally around the business, fall in love with the business, and then they become good employees. They might spread the word, their business grows like that. This is flipping that completely on its head in a decentralized fashion where you guys span globally, all over the globe. You're running 24 hours a day and you have nothing anchoring you to a location, meaning you're nimble, you're agile, you can make decisions fast. You don't have $7,000 a month going into a building that you're stuck at.
Uh-huh.
It's really, really incredible.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's the first time that it's ever happened before. That's why, we think Giga is, not only the best coin because of obviously the meme and the normies and all the stuff we talked about earlier, but we've never seen a community actually try to create something of value like this, right? The closest thing we've seen is maybe like Pudgy Penguins, like their penguin stuff.
Yes.
But like it's yeah, I mean, yeah, like we're just that, but we got different products based on a different meme.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's cool. And like a lot of, people think it's, I guess like, yeah, a lot of people think it's, not a good idea, but the reason they think it's not a good idea is because it's difficult and it's never been done before.
Yeah.
Right. That's the only thing that holds people back is because, yeah, again, it's not easy to do this. It takes a lot of work. Obviously, in the bear market, it's even tougher, right? But yeah, like these are the things that are going to set us apart when the bull market returns, right? Because when the bull market returns and everybody, from your Uber drivers buying Bitcoin again, people are going to ask you like, hey, why should I buy this meme coin? And, it's not going to be as simple as like, hey, look, the dog has a hat, right? You're going to have to say, oh, well, does you want to buy this coin? It's got a hat. Or you want to buy this coin that, has this first decentralized company that, everybody contributes to, and it's, helps strengthen the Giga community and all of these types of things. What makes more sense to people, right? What makes more sense? So yeah, like what we're creating right now is really cool. It's really difficult. And I'm not going to lie to you. It's a big learning curve because again, there are issues being a decentralized company. Like the reason why, structure exists is because it's efficient, right? When you have 100 people trying to build 100 things simultaneously, it's difficult, but that's also why it's beautiful, right? Things that are difficult are typically things that are valuable, right? They're typically things that yield fruit because if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Yes. Yeah, I totally agree with you. We are in a place in time right now where you have what people call the loneliness epidemic. People are sequestered at their home. They're probably on Pornhub. They're doing nothing good. Toxic masculinity is a thing. Lack of testosterone's everywhere around us. And then you have a project or a meme like the Giga Chad, which is, to me, dead opposite of that, polar opposite. Do you think that the toxic masculinity movement or the loneliness epidemic, the fact that people don't take care of their health anymore, do you think that has helped a project like Giga Chad? What kind of a role do you think that has played in your guys' project?
I think it's definitely helped a project like Giga Chad. Murad talks about a lot, loneliness epidemic. People want to find community in these online communities. I think that is 100% correct. You can go into the Giga Telegram right now or the Twitter, Twitter world or whatever, and you can see people chatting with each other, hanging out together. It's talking about, different like health tricks. Like I think the other day we were all talking about, peptides and, different workout plans and all these types of things. I think it definitely helps us. And I kind of look at this like, going back to like Doge, and I always reference Doge. So in 2021, we know how it was. Like the world was a much different place, a much softer place back then, right? COVID, nobody really knew what was going on. What was the meme that everybody gravitated towards? It was Doge, right? A cute little dog. It's 2024, 2025. What is everybody talking about now? It's all masculinity. Oh, like this guy's the man. Oh, even the looks, even look at why his clavicular.
Yes. Clavicular. Right androgenic.
Yeah, why did Andrew Tate blow up? Why Tucker Carlson? Why is Joe Rogan blowing up? It's because people are, the pendulum shifts. The world was soft, then it became hard, then it became soft again, then it becomes hard. And memes are really just a representation of where society is. There's a reason why the Giga Chad meme gets used a lot more today than it did in 2021. Why? It's because it's all about masculinity. It's all about, fitness, all these things. Look at the whole anti-seed oil movement, the whole health movement. It's all the same movements, and they all point towards society returning to masculinity, returning tradition, all of these things. And, again, meme coins are an attention economy. Memes themselves are representations of society and where we are as a culture. And the culture and the society is clearly shifting and swinging back towards masculinity, right? Back in the day, it used to be, taboo to be like, oh, like, can't be a tranny. Oh, no tranny. Now you're crazy if you think trannies are okay, right?
Mhm.
Now you can openly say that versus back in the day you weren't able to say that, right? What does that mean? That shows where society's heading towards. And Gay Chad is the meme, in my opinion, that best represents, that best encapsulates where society is. Because memes represent society. Giga Chad's the masculinity, fitness, self improvement meme. It's the the alpha mogger meme, whatever. And if that's where society is going towards, then this is the meme you're going to want to be in. Because think about it, like the average person, the average normie male guy is starting to watch Joe Rogan, and he thinks clavicular is cool and all these things. What do you think he's more likely to buy? You think he's more likely to buy Giga Chad, or you think he's more likely to buy My Little Pony coin?
Yeah, pretty dang obvious to me.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
totally agree.
Yeah, so that's again one of the reasons I think crypto Twitter is utterly retarded. Is they're kind of like stuck in this, like, I don't, maybe not like boomer mindset, but like they're stuck like looking backwards where they think, oh, cute animal coins popped. Even look at like that punch thing and like the Moodang and oh, these cute animal coins. It's like, yeah, bro, like it was a different time. Like it was like the animal stuff. It's a different time. Back then, it was a softer era. It was cool to be the cute animal. Now it's not cool to be. Now it's cool to mog. Now it's cool to shoot up peptides and take creatine and all that stuff. And what better coin than Giga Chad to represent that? Yeah,
I love that you said that, Griff. It is. It never really crossed my mind, but just as I'm listening to what you're saying, this whole looks maxing clavicular thing, the Andrew Tate thing, Giga Chad basically encompasses all of that under one umbrella.
it's all of that as a meme.
Yes.
All of that as a meme. Like Giga Chad represents like the peak male physique, the peak male, right? And everybody now, every dude now, working on their side hustle, and they're all trying to look, man, all these things. What are they just trying to do? They're trying to be the peak male. What are they going to gravitate towards? The meme that represents them, the meme that they're trying to aspire to. And a lot of the people on crypto Twitter, they're not those guys. The degenerate gambler aren't those guys. Right?
It's opposite.
It's the exact opposite. And that's one of the reasons I think Giga is so faded on crypto Twitter. Is it's like in high school, right? It's like in high school. It's like the weird nerd kid instinctually hates the jock, the cool kid.
Hates them.
Hates them. I think it's the exact same thing on crypto.
Mm-hmm.
There is no logical explanation why somebody would prefer fucking like dog with hat over Giga. There's no explanation. The only explanation,
hatred towards the jocks.
exactly. That's the only explanation I can think of. And again, that's what the people on crypto Twitter are comprised of, those types of people.
Yeah.
Right? Because think about what NFTs were back in the day. It was the exact same thing. People gravitated towards like the cute little thing. It's like, yeah, man, like that was the old world. The world's shifting. The pendulum shifts every single day. And you want to position yourself where society is going, not where society was.
Man, that was powerful. I totally agree with you. That is a gift that a lot of people don't have, is, foresight, to be able to look into the future and to be able to sit in that conviction when everyone else is doubting them. That's something that I see within you that I really admire, is you are in Giga, and it would be easy for an account like you to sell out. I'm sure you've had offers where it's like, hey, let's promote this project. Let's go over here, like all these other KOLs. And you are in your lane doing what you know to be true, and you are convicted. And Giga is absolutely blessed to have somebody like you. It's really refreshing to see somebody like you spitting facts. Whether it is 100% factual, I know that you believe it's factual, right? Which to me is absolutely the definition of pure conviction. And I admire that very much from somebody like you.
Oh, appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Giga Chad, like you had mentioned a couple times, you had 13 straight green months, I believe. And I went back and looked at, basically the inception of Giga Chad when it came out. And obviously I've known about Giga Chad since it came out. I saw the massive run. I watched it happen from the sidelines. Unfortunately, I didn't end up getting in Giga Chad till the past couple months, which I am grateful for. What I'm getting at though is through the big run up, I believe it was October, November, December area. You guys were running up, then you had a drop, and then you went up to your major peak of roughly $1+ billion market cap. And Coinbase listed you guys in there.
Yep.
How did that happen? Meaning, did you just wake up one morning and it was there? Did you receive an email? Walk me through that process, because I mean, that must have been incredibly exciting. Your project's doing very, very good. And then bam, here's a Coinbase listing. I want to hear all about that.
I can't speak too much on that, but yeah, one day we just woke up and we had Coinbase. But
Wow.
it's well, that's a big stamp of approval, man. And going back to what we were saying, why Coinbase is important is because it is the normie exchange, right? That's why Coinbase is the gold standard. And the fact that we're on Coinbase, it signals to every normie, hey, look, this is legit. If you can buy it here, it's legit. Every single time I'm showing this thing to a normie, they're always saying, like, hey, where can I buy this? And I say, oh, Coinbase. And they're like, oh, I can buy it on Coinbase. And you can see it again. The wallets speak for themselves. This is not me blowing smoke up anybody's ass. It's on chain. It's visible to anybody. We have like 17, 18% supply held by Coinbase. That is crazy, right? What do you think that number is going to look like when the market returns? What do you think?
Especially when you guys are at the top of the top movers lists,
Exactly.
everyone's watching you.
Exactly. And again, like we ran up to like, I think before we got Coinbase, we were at like 600 million. That was before we had Coinbase, right? Now we start with Coinbase this next run. We ran to 600 million before we had Coinbase. And going into 2026, 2027, whenever the bull market returns, we're going to have that friction completely eliminated, right? It's going to be even easier for people to buy, even easier. Because the number one issue with getting normies, why nobody on crypto Twitter wants to get normies, is one, they can't shill normies any of these shit coins that we trade on crypto Twitter. You can't go up to some random guy and say, hey, look, go buy testicle coin or something like that. But what they can do is, hey, go buy Giga Chad, right? Because that's an easy, real meme. But two, normies don't know how to download Coinbase. They don't know what the fuck Solana is. They don't know what the fuck Radium is. What do they know? They know Coinbase, right? So if you eliminate that friction, things become a ton easier, so much easier. And going into 2026, 2027, whenever the bull run returns, we have that already built in. Things are going to get absolutely nuts. Like imagine like we have all these normies, right? And they're telling their normie friends to buy Git, but they don't know how to use Phantom.
Yeah.
Tell their other friends how to use Phantom. Think about that. Now it's as simple as they just tell their friends, hey, just download Coinbase. Eat, boom, 1, 2, 3, easy as that. So yeah, again, I'm super excited because we have the strongest foundation of any coin whatsoever. Like there's zero shred of doubt in my mind. We have the strongest foundation. You can see it in the metrics. You can see it in the community. You can, obviously the chart's down. It's getting cooked, but we got the distribution. We got all these things. We got the Giga Fitness stuff. We got the Coinbase stuff. So I'm not super worried about it. But yeah, I guess going back to your point, your original question. Yeah, can't speak too much on it, but one day we woke up, we had Coinbase. And now we're the most bought meme coin on Coinbase by 10x.
What was that like when you woke up that morning? And obviously, you're like, your price is doing a lot. It's highly volatile at that time. Like you said, you were around 500-600 million. There was a drop somewhere in there. I don't know if it was prior to the listing. I don't know if it was after. But then you guys shoot straight over $1 billion. What was the energy like, though? Did you just wake up and it's like, holy shit, Coinbase? You know what I mean? Like, it must have been very, very exciting. What was that like?
Yeah, it was super exciting. Yeah, it was super exciting. I'm not gonna like, shit my pants over it because but yes, it was very exciting times. I was really hyped about. But if you remember at the time, they tried to FUD us on the same day that Coinbase happened. If you remember, that article came out about Tiger with his whole bullshit scandal back in the day. They tried to make it look like it was a Giga thing. Giga KOL, has zero to do with Giga. This was 4 years before Giga. You think it's a coincidence they launched that the same day that we got listed on Coinbase?
No.
Not resistance whatsoever. So we had to, dude. Oh man, these fucking guys. Everybody in this space hates us, and the reason they hate us, we talked about it. But come on, man, a fucking article about some guy that did some bullshit 4 years before Giga existed on the same day as Coinbase. Get the fuck out of here. But yeah, we've had to deal with all this stuff. But again, like the most hated coins have the hardest rallies, right? They have the hardest rallies, and we've never focused on crypto Twitter because one, these guys are cockroaches, right? They're cockroaches. They'll come in, mercenary capital. They'll come in, trade your chart, blah blah blah. But two, I can't control. They're gonna come regardless. They don't. Nothing I say or do or anything Giga does affects whether or not these guys buy this coin. The only thing that affects these guys is what does the chart structure look like. That's all that matters. So when the chart structure looks good and the bull market comes back, everybody's going to be aping right back in like they always do. Like we talked about earlier, people who sold, they're all coming back. The traders, they're all coming back. Why? Because everybody's a greedy little cockroach and they're coming right back in. But this time, there are no whales to nuke the chart when we run. They're going to be busted in millions and tens and millions of volume into a distributed coin. We just hit 82% diamond hands today. We're going to be up to 87 in like 20 days or something like that. Bro, by the time the bull market returns, it's going to be 99 fucking percent, man. It's going to be all held by.
What is the hold duration to qualify as a diamond-handed holder?
No selling for 90 days.
Wow, okay. That's huge. 87?
It's insane. And you know what's the craziest part? Is it's 87 during the worst downtrend of all time. It's
that
very
dynamite right there.
Yeah, it's easy to hold when things are going up. It's hard to hold when things are going fucking down. Right?
God,
it's hard.
There's nothing more you could hope for than diamond-handed holders when the times are in max fear like they are now.
Exactly. No, you know what's actually better? Diamond-handed distributed holders, which we have. We have the highest diamond hand percentage and the most distributed coin of all time. So again, when people are coming in, when volume returns, they're going to ape these charts, but they're going to be aping into thin liquidity with no sellers because one, the diamond hands means those people probably aren't selling, but two, even if they were to sell, we're so distributed, it doesn't fucking matter. Right. So it's a double win. It's exactly what you're looking for when volume returns is, nobody's selling and selling momentum. Same thing happened in 2024. Why do we have 13 straight green months? Because nobody was killing the chart. It just keeps going up if everybody thinks it's going up. And this time it's going to happen again, except there is going to be no nuke. There is going to be no person that can hurt us because those people already fucking hurt us. They're already out. So yeah, it's super exciting stuff. And like, again, this setup, we've never seen a setup like this in crypto before. We've never seen the normies. We've never seen the Coinbase before the run. Like all of these coins run, then they get coin. We've never seen Coinbase before the run. We've never seen the distribution. We've never seen the diamond hands. We've never seen the C2C company. We've never seen this with the most viral meme that encapsulates what's going on in the society, in the culture. We've never seen any of these things. And yeah, it's really, really exciting stuff, bro. Really exciting stuff. Like, again, it sucks. Price is going down, but like, I mean, you can hear probably my voice. Like, dude, it's inevitable what's going to happen.
It is absolutely inevitable. And you nailed it earlier, I think, where you said, time, you are withstanding the test of time, period. And that is something that cannot be faked. You guys have the time on your side.
Exactly. We've got the time on our side, man. Like, I could, go out and get in a car crash tomorrow. Everybody could die tomorrow. It won't matter. Somebody will be like, oh, it's GigaChat. I'm going to buy that.
Yep.
And it's going to still go to a gazillion dollars because, it's the biggest meme of all time. And the meme's never going to die. And if the meme never dies, it will just keep going up forever. Right. Like,
that was perfectly said, Griff. I think that is a perfect note to end on. I really, really appreciate your time. I just wanted to say to anybody that has watched this long or listened this long, GIGA is an amazing project. I think that it is a project that legitimately has the opportunity to last forever. It has withstood the test of time, and also it has a lot of really good people and community members that are pushing it, even when people are doubting it. And that is something that you really, really need. Griff, is there any shout outs that you want to give? Maybe tell people how they can find you. If you want, maybe talk about any of your channels that people can find you on. Now's the time.
Yeah, you can just follow me on Twitter, Giga Griff on Twitter. I want to shout out the DCA boys too. Really excited about this DCA tool. I think this shit's going to change the game. You can DCA. One, you're going to get more tokens using this smart DCA tool. Two, the fees, instead of getting extracted from the ecosystem, are going to go back into the underlying token. And what that's going to do is, it's going to keep the token going up. So not only are the people that believe in the coins going to get more coins, the underlying token that they're buying is going to keep going up in price, which is going to obviously create a flywheel effect. And, if these coins that people believe in keep going up, it's only going to strengthen belief with other people. It's going to keep people involved. And this is how you make the pie bigger. So I'm really excited for the DCA tool and what you guys are doing at DCA. It's really awesome stuff. So shout out you guys. I think this is, I've been hoping for a tool like this for like as long as I've been in crypto. Well, maybe not as long as I've been in crypto, but like at least since 2024, because everybody hates Pump Fund, everybody hates Jupiter, everybody hates Radium. Why? It's because these motherfuckers take 0.6% every single time. And if you keep money out of the system, then the system is going to inevitably keep dying. But if you keep that money back into the system, pumping things, it grows the system, right? And nobody's been altruistic enough to recognize, hey, look, this is better for us long term. Yeah, sure, short term, it might hurt us a little bit because we don't get as much from fees. But long term, this is better for everybody. And that's why I'm super excited for this, because I think what you guys are doing is revolutionary. You're showing that you can still make good things in crypto that help everybody else. And what this is going to do is it's going to cause the Jupiters, the Photons, the Pump Fund, they're going to start having to do the exact same thing. When everybody's doing that, everybody's going to win. All of our coins are going to go up. There aren't going to be these fucking infinite rug pools and infinite coins launching, because there's no reason to launch infinite coins if your main tokens are going up, right? There's no reason. You're going to switch your focus onto, helping work on GIGA, helping work on SPX, any of these things, if those coins are being helped on underlying ways. So I'm really excited what you guys are doing. And I think you guys being the leader on this, one, it's going to be, it's going to be the best platform because you guys help people get the most tokens. But two, it's going to cause every other platform to do the same with their fees. Instead of extract it, help put it back into the coins that gives them the volume in the first place and grow the pie for everybody. So I'm really excited for what you guys are doing.
Shout out DCA to DCA.com, DCAmarkets.com. Shout out to GIGA for putting community first. I appreciate you, Griff. Thank you so much for coming on board today. And hopefully we can do this again in the future.
Yeah, of course, bro. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Griff.
Take care.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the DCA podcast with GIGA Griff. If you got any value out of this, please like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you guys are notified when there are new things coming down the pipeline. Tune in next week for episode 8 with Jimmy Albrecht and Jim Halas, where they get into things such as centralization versus decentralization and how that affects things. Thank you guys. Have a great day.